You send the message. It's clever, it's specific, you even reread it twice before hitting send. And then nothing. No reply, not even a ha-ha. Here's the part that trips most people up. The problem usually isn't that your message was boring, it's that it was hard to answer. Not hard like a trick question, hard like homework, and nobody wants to do homework to talk to a stranger. Most advice about first messages focuses on being interesting. Be funny, be specific, reference their profile. That advice isn't wrong, but it's incomplete, because you can be specific and clever and still get ignored if the message quietly demands too much thinking to respond to. So today, we're not talking about how to sound interesting. We're talking about how to be easy to respond to. That's a different skill, and almost nobody teaches it directly. By the end of this, you'll have 5 specific levers you can check any message against before you send it. Not vibes, not guesswork, an actual framework. Let's start with the one everyone already knows but almost nobody uses correctly. You've heard this before. Don't say, "Hey." Say something specific about their profile. That part isn't new. Here's what usually gets left out. Specificity works because it's proof of attention, not because it's clever. "I love hiking" gets a generic reply because it's a generic statement. "Which trail is that in your third photo? That ridgeline looks brutal" gets a reply because it proves you actually looked. The mistake people make is thinking specificity means being witty. It doesn't. A specific observation delivered plainly beats a generic joke every time. Attention is the currency here, not humor. This is the one nobody names, and it's probably the biggest lever in this entire video. Every message you send asks the other person to do a small amount of mental work to answer it. The question is, how much work? "What's your favorite type of food" is technically open-ended, but it makes someone stop and generate an answer from nothing. That tiny bit of friction is enough for a lot of people to just not bother. Compare that to, "That looks like Thai food in your second photo. Are you into spicy food, or do you tap out fast?" Same topic, but now they're not generating an answer from a blank page. They're reacting to something you already put in front of them. One is a blank canvas, the other is multiple choice. Low cognitive load doesn't mean dumbing your message down. It means doing some of the thinking for them, so replying feels effortless instead of like a task. This is different from specificity. Specificity is noticing something about them. Shared context is connecting it to something you both understand. If someone's profile mentions they just moved to a new city, "Welcome to the city" is specific but flat. "The move-in chaos phase is rough. Are you still living out of boxes, or have you actually unpacked?" creates shared context, because now you're both standing inside the same experience, even as strangers. Shared context makes a reply feel like continuing a conversation instead of starting one from zero. That's a small shift, but it changes how much effort a reply feels like it requires. Here's where a lot of otherwise good messages quietly fail. They're specific, they're low effort to answer, but they read a little cold, a little like an interview question. Warmth isn't about being sweet or complimenting someone's smile. It's tone. It's the difference between, "What do you do for work?" and, "Okay, I have to ask, does your job actually match your energy in these photos, or is it a total plot twist?" Same underlying question, completely different emotional temperature. Warmth signals that talking to you will feel easy and light, not like being evaluated. This is the one that ties everything together, and it's the most overlooked. A response affordance is something built into your message that hands the other person an easy entry point to reply, not just a question mark at the end, an actual shape for the answer to take. What's your take on pineapple on pizza as a built-in affordance? Because there are basically two camps, and picking one takes almost no effort. What do you like to do for fun has no affordance. It's wide open, which sounds nice in theory, but wide open is exactly what creates hesitation. The best first messages usually stack all 5 levers without the sender even realizing they're doing it. They notice something specific, they frame it so it takes little effort to answer, they tie it to something shared, they keep the tone warm, and they leave a clear, low-effort shape for the reply. Here's the quick recap. Specificity proves attention. Low cognitive load removes friction. Shared context makes it feel continuous, not cold. Warmth sets the emotional temperature. And response affordance gives the other person somewhere easy to land. Next time you're about to send a first message, don't ask yourself, is this interesting? Ask yourself, how much thinking does it require? That single shift will change your response rate more than any clever line ever will. But here's the twist nobody talks about. Getting a reply isn't actually the hard part for a lot of people. There's a stranger pattern that happens after the conversation goes well, where someone watches your every story, reacts to everything you post, stays completely engaged, and never actually reaches out. That's not shyness. That's something else entirely, and it's what we're covering next.